A single mother in San Mateo trying to pay her mortgage rents out a room. That led to she and her children practically becoming homeless. They were held hostage in their own house, they say, by a renter that they couldn't get rid of. Sheriff officials say it's a growing problem during the pandemic. Investigative reporter Candice Nguyen looked into how this could happen.
Hi, Miss Jane. Candice Nguyen here with NBC Bay Area News. Do you have a moment?
On the steps of San Mateo Superior Court, we're catching up with Bai Ting Zhang, a woman involved in a messy dispute with this family.
We've been trying to schedule an interview with you for 2 weeks now.
Rewind to 1 year ago. Alex Yang was finishing school at UC Berkeley when his mother needed help with the mortgage.
The dream for her is we can have a wonderful life here.
She rented out a room to Zhang, and everyone, including Alex's little sister, lived under the same roof. But the relationship fell apart. Incident reports show police responded to their home 31 times in the last 13 months.
The restraining order says not to go close to them.
Okay. Here, police are talking to Zhang after the family reported her violating their restraining order.
I don't want to see you go to jail.
Inside the home, one report alleges Zhang ran the water in her bathroom for hours. Another says she had the shower on since yesterday. You see Alex's mother here in a crawl space trying to scoop out the water with a bucket and a bowl. The water caused tens of thousands of dollars worth of damage, the family says. Alex says they served Zhang a 30-day notice to leave, but she ignored it and threatened them.
I remember she talked to my mom about she can stay here forever.
This past year has been traumatizing for his family, Alex says.
Yeah.
They asked police for help, but were told it's a civil issue. So they filed for an eviction and had a trial set. Then COVID hit, bringing their case and others to a halt.
A lot of times we're putting a Band-Aid on it.
San Mateo police didn't want to comment, and San Mateo County Sheriff's officials declined an interview, saying they're adhering to the law. So we reached out to Alameda County Sheriff Sergeant Ray Kelly to find out how often this is happening.
I would imagine there's probably hundreds of these scenarios. Law enforcement, it doesn't really want to touch some of these civil housing issues.
The family may have been able to avoid a lengthy eviction process, according to California Civil Code, since they're renting out a room in their own house. But the family didn't know that, and police didn't suggest it. Then they got squeezed by the pandemic when courts delayed eviction cases.
You don't want to speak with me unless you have a lawyer.
Yeah. Unlike most courts in the Bay Area, San Mateo County did not make an exception for cases with health and safety concerns.
It's not that we have our order. Our order doesn't specifically deal with health and safety exceptions.
Neil Taniguchi is San Mateo County's court executive officer.
Our regular practice in San Mateo County is if you have an emergency that you need to deal with, you can always bring it through the ex parte process.
But why not have the health and safety exemption within the order itself?
If we had to do this for another several months, it's probable that we would rewrite the order or amend it. You know, since the pandemic is new to everybody, we could always stand to improve.
For 2 weeks, our team reached out to Zhang. Over the phone, she told us the family is lying and they harassed her. We repeatedly asked her for an on-camera interview, but never heard back.
Hi, Miss Zhang.
That's where we returned to the steps of San Mateo Superior Court, where we caught up with Zhang before a restraining order hearing.
We've been trying to schedule an interview with you for 2 weeks now, but we never got a straightforward response. Can you talk now? The family has some serious allegations against you, and we just want to get your side of the story.
As day turns to night, when Alex should be celebrating his graduation from Cal, he heads to his car, parked 2 miles away from his family's home. This is where he sleeps now. His mother and sister rent a room across the street. It only fits 2. The family has been forced out of their own house, they say, fearing for their mental health and safety.
Sometimes I have nightmares. This lady in my dream, and I have to wake up. It's very annoying. It's just scary.
San Mateo County's moratorium on eviction cases has since ended, but the family says the damage has been done financially. They could lose their home. Candice Nguyen, NBC Bay Area News.
Thank you, Candice. Now, late today, the family told us that the renter just moved out of their house in advance of an eviction hearing in court tomorrow morning. Candice will continue to follow the case, and we'll have those new developments for us tomorrow.